Transit TV, welcome back to our studios. We have a breaking news, very important one indeed, though it's not a surprising one. It was always coming, considering the happenings in Bayern Munich in the past couple of weeks, or maybe since the turn of the new year. Many have started questioning the competence of Thomas Tuchel to continue as Bayern Munich coach. If you are a subscriber to our channel, you will see that I had made comments about this last week about Tuchel. I never trusted his ability to handle the Bayern Munich coach. I never rate him as a good coach, though he won Champions League with Chelsea. I always felt that he does not have the managerial competence and nuance to manage players. He probably will be a good technician and a tactician, but in terms of relationship with players, he's not one of those coaches that I respect very much. I believe that has what it takes to manage players at this level. In Chelsea fans always rated him, of course, we understandably, because he won the Champions League for them. But I believe that what Chelsea is facing presently, Thomas Tuchel is at the foundation of it, is at the base of it. If you remember very well, the season before he eventually left Chelsea, Chelsea already started struggling with results. Midway into that season, Chelsea was struggling to score goals, struggling to win games. Many Chelsea fans started to blame Lukaku for it. But I remember telling them that I don't like the way the team played under Tuchel, and which made it impossible for Lukaku to perform, a player that I believe has delivered in every team that he has played, right from when he was in Everton to United to it's always has been a Chelsea that has been his problem. And I didn't like the way Tuchel managed his stay at Chelsea. But that's about for Chelsea right now. Let's focus on Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, an official statement this morning or this afternoon, according to the Daily Mail, decided to part ways with Thomas Tuchel, though he is not going to leave the club right now. They'll part ways at the end of the season. They have made that decision. An official statement on the website of Bayern Munich reads so. From the Daily Mail, they say in an open, good conversation, we came to the decision to mutually end our collaboration in the summer. Our goal is to carry out a sporting realignment with a new coach for the 2024-25 season. Until then, every individual in the club is expressly challenged to achieve the maximum possible in Champions League and Bundesliga. You know that Bayern Munich recently lost 3-0 to Leverkusen, a team coached by Xavi Alonso, who are presently competing for the Bundesliga this season alongside Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich right now still pretty 8 points adrift on the top of the table, led by Bayern Leverkusen. And if this is to hold sway, this will be the first time Bayern Munich will fail to win the Bundesliga in the past 11 years. So it's a huge disparity from current history of the club, and they're not taking it lightly. This was followed by a 1-0 loss as well in Italy to Lazio in the Champions League round of 16 game. And again, last weekend, they also lost 3-2 to Bochum, a team that is 11th on the Bundesliga table. I always knew that this was going to come because Bayern Munich is not a team that accepts secondary status in any competition that they play, let alone that they are even drifting further down both in the Bundesliga and the Champions League. I know that their major target this season was going to always be to push for the Champions League. You will remember that they have not won the Champions League now if I'm correct, at least for the past 3 years now, they've not won the Champions League. And I knew that and this is one of the reasons why they brought him in. You remember, Bayern Munich sacked Nagelsmann, a coach that they brought in because they were trying to go restructured their club by going with younger players and a younger coach. They brought in Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann, we know what he did at RB Leipzig, and that journey did not last too long. Bayern Munich is beginning to look like have a reputation of Chelsea, of a club that sacks coaches. And I know that they're not going to continue in that direction because they have lost higher than fire coaches in the last 3 seasons, at least 4 or 5 coaches right now. So the question was going to always be, does Bayern Munich want to build the reputation of a club that hires and fires coaches, or did they want to go another? That is going to be the big question for them to answer now. And considering the fact that the new sporting director in the club right now has no reputation of hiring or firing any coach, it was always going to be easy for him to part ways. This is going to be his first big call, is it Christopher Friend or something like, I can't remember his last name right now. So this is the first major decision he's going to make in the club. And one who want to believe and trust and hope that this goes well for Bayern. You know, Bayern Munich gave Thomas Tuchel tools to push for the Champions League this season, doing all that is possible to bring in Harry Kane, from Tottenham during the summer, and also sign the best, who we can say is one of the best, if not the best, central defender in the Italian league, in the person of Kim. And still, the team is struggling. There has been skirmishes or rumors of Tuchel falling out with some of the senior established players in Bayern Munich, which has not gone on well in the dressing room. If you know Bayern Munich very well, when things like this happen, when all these fallouts happen with any coach, the resultant effect is always that the coach will lose their job. So the question now is, Bayern Munich has made the decision to part ways, but they say, just like Liverpool announced that club will be leaving at the end of the season, though in different circumstances. In this case, Bayern Munich, there's a scuffle between the coach and the managers. Is rumored to be. There seems to be trouble. There seems to be problem, because when Bayern Munich play these days, you could see there's no desire in the players to get a result or to perform or to score goals or to win games, which means there's a problem between, even the Tuchel's body language on the sideline shows that there is a disconnect between him and the players. So do you think Bayern Munich have made the right decision to make this announcement now and allow him to stay the end of the season? For me, I believe that they should have let him go right away. Tuchel staying around the dressing room from now till the end of the season, knowing that he's going to leave at the end of the season, regardless of what he achieves. I don't know what motivation he will have to steer the team. I don't know if he will do everything that it takes to get results. Right now, if the players don't want to perform, I don't think he will do more than necessary to push them to perform. The players themselves know that regardless of what happens, the coach is leaving at the end of the season. They might not also have the drive to achieve things. And at the end of the day, the club will lose, because you know that Tuchel obviously is under contract, so there's going to be a settlement package for him, and he will eventually, of course, get another job elsewhere. And the way football is going now, with the magnificent job that Alonso is doing at Leverkusen, with what's happening in Dortmund, Bayern Munich doesn't want to. You don't want to drift too far from the top of Bundesliga or in the European stage as well. So for me, I think the Bayern had some couple of weeks or a month to think about this problem, to look for a solution for this problem. I think they should have, once they have made the decision, to let him go right away and go another direction, even if it means appointing an interim coach. Asking him to sacking him and letting him stay in the season, I don't think it's going to be effective. I don't think it's going to do the club any harm. The next question is Harry Kane. Harry Kane has had so many hypotheticals He's run numbers. He's done big numbers, huge numbers, competitive numbers. At the highest level of football, his numbers are great at Tottenham. And the narrative has always been that Harry Kane, if you put him in United, if you put him in Arsenal or Chelsea or in any big club, he'll win trophies. Now he's gone to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich wins Bundesliga every season. All of a sudden, Bayern is at the verge of losing the Bundesliga for the first time in 12 years. Champions League, it doesn't look accessible either. Is it a Harry Kane thing? Is Harry Kane brought Tottenham to Bayern Munich, or Bayern Munich is suffering from Tottenham in Harry Kane? So for Arsenal fans right there, let me know who is to blame in this recent Bayern Munich situation. Is it Thomas Tuchel? Do you think the club did not do well in the transfer market over the summer to give him the tools that he required to do the job? Or do you think the players should be blamed? Have the players not supported the manager and given their best to help him get the result? Or do you think the tactics deployed or the play philosophy of Thomas Tuchel is the reason why Bayern Munich is struggling? These are questions that are beginning to be answered. So please get busy in the comment section. Let me know, who do you blame? Who do you put the blame down to for the struggling of Bayern Munich so far this season, especially since the turn of the new year? They are currently 8 points behind Bayern Leverkusen, who are topping the table, losing the last 3 games, conceding 3 goals, 2 goals, 1 goal, 6 goals in 3 games, and not winning either of them, losing 3 straight games. Can't remember the last time this can be said of Bayern Munich. Then the next question would be, who should Bayern Munich appoint? For making a decision to part with at the end of the season, this might mean that they have standed out a possible manager who probably is not available at the moment to take over, and probably will consider the appointment at the end of the season in the summer. Who do you think Bayern Munich should appoint come this summer to take the reins in Bayern Munich? Should they go and poach Alonso, who is being touted to be a natural replacement for Jurgen Klopp, who is leaving Liverpool at the end of the summer? Should they, rival Liverpool in appointing Alonso to take the reins in Bayern? Or should they try to take Arteta away from Arsenal? They say in football, every player or manager has a price. Can Bayern Munich price Arteta, or should they price Arteta away from Arsenal? Another possibility is Zinedine Zidane. We know what he did at Real Madrid, winning back-to-back Champions League with Real Madrid, and of course a couple of league titles. He's been out of job for about 2 or 3 seasons now. So Bayern Munich tried to convince Zidane to come back to the managerial position and take the reins in Bayern. Who do you think Bayern Munich should appoint? Or should they go for Inzaghi? Inzaghi has brought Inter Milan back to the highest level in European football. You remember they played the finals on Champions League last season against Manchester City, a game that they lost 1-0. And Manchester City, for me, only won that game because I felt that it was their time to win the Champions League. I don't think they did anything that gave them an obvious edge over Inter Milan. Inzaghi, presently, they are also in the round of 16 in Champions League, winning 1-0 yesterday against Diego Simone's Atletico Madrid. Or should they Bayern as well? Should they go and prize away Diego Simone from Atletico Madrid? These are possible names. Or do you think that though the club says he's going to go sabbatical, do you think there is a possibility of him taking over the reins in Bayern, being a German himself? These are possible names out there for Bayern Munich to to probably try to bring to the club come next season. Let me know what you think. Well, who do you think Bayern Munich should appoint and why you think they should do that, in the summer to bring the club back to where they belong. And again, for the Chelsea fans mostly out there who are Thomas Tuchel fans, can you let me know what next for Tuchel? Do you think he should take some time off football and recalibrate himself, get some refreshment and have time to think about the next steps in his career? Because you remember after losing his job at PSG, he immediately came to Chelsea. From Chelsea, he came to Bayern Munich. These three jobs have not really gone well. All three of them, of course, we know he won Champions League with Chelsea, but he didn't. He left that club unceremoniously. Same at PSG. Now, the same thing is happening to him at Bayern Munich. Do you think it's time for him to take some time out from the game of football and try to recalibrate his career himself, rejuvenate himself, and make decisions on the next way forward in his career? Let me know what you think. These questions are beginning to be answered. Who do you blame in the current situation in Bayern Munich? They are finding it difficult to win games, 8 points adrift of the top. This is unheard of. Bayern Munich for the first time in 11 years. There's a possibility of them not winning the Bundesliga and probably going out in the round of 16 in Champions League. This is last season. I think they lost out in the quarterfinals or semi-finals. So which means they're going further and further down in the pecking order in the European football. Who do you blame for the current situation in Bayern Munich? Who do you think Bayern Munich should appoint after the sacking of Thomas Tuchel? And of course, what next for Thomas Tuchel? Do you think he should take some time off the game and recalibrate himself, or if any job comes calling, do you expect him? Many have also said that he should come back to Chelsea and take over from Pochettino. Do you think Chelsea should rehire Thomas Tuchel? These are possible questions begging to be answered, and I expect you to give us your view on these ones. Breaking news, Thomas Tuchel to leave Bayern Munich at the end of the season. This news just broke today, though it's not a surprising one, but what I don't really understand is the decision to let him continue the reins in Bayern Munich till the end of the season. Do you agree with that as well? Do you think it was a wise decision for Bayern to leave Tuchel run the club to the end of the season before he passed away with the club? Thank you. We'll continue to bring you more details of this one as they unfold. Thank you for staying with Transit TV. Continue to subscribe if you have not done so. Hit the like button and support this channel. Share our content, and we will see you later today as we continue our coverage for the Champions League. Arsenal will be playing away to FC Porto today in one of the round of 16 games. In fact, one of the concluding round of 16 first round games in the Champions League. Thank you and bye for now. Ciao.